טוב ומה נעים, שבת אחים גם יחד. הנה מה טוב ומה נעים, שבת אחים גם יחד. הנה מה טוב ומה נעים, שבת אחים גם יחד. הנה מה טוב ומה נעים, שבת אחים גם יחד. הנה מה טוב ומה נעים, שבת אחים גם יחד. הנה מה טוב ומה נעים, שבת אחים גם יחד. הנה מה טוב ומה נעים, שבת אחים גם יחד. הנה מה טוב ומה נעים, שבת אחים גם יחד.
Hello and Shabbat Shalom, everybody.
Shabbat shalom.
Hey, you said Shabbat Shalom back to me. Yay. Yeah, last week and the week before, people were like, We are so thrilled that you are here with us on this fine Shabbat. It is our first 7 p.m. service. And since it's Florida, the sun looks exactly like it does at 6:15. So it's nice, still nice and bright in here. We are thrilled that you're here. Please make sure that you have the right prayer book. It is blue, and it says Mishkan Tfilah on it, and it should say Shabbat on the cover, because we have ones that are blue that say weekday and festival. Make sure that you have one that says Shabbat on it, and then it's dark blue. And if you are, by the way, joining us on the live stream, hello and welcome. Shabbat Shalom to you as well. You can join us also virtually and have your own prayer book. You can go to our brand new redone website, cbiboca.org. And if you navigate through there and you go to live stream, there should be a button next to it that gets you to our virtual Siddur, our virtual prayer book, and you can follow along with us virtually through all our prayers and through all of our readings and through all of our music. So we are thrilled to have you. We are also excited because it is our welcome back to shul weekend. Our plan, of course, was to have it larger and with more people, but I don't know if you knew there's a pandemic out there. So we are thrilled. We should probably take a second and introduce ourselves. That over there is Cantor Muchnick.
Well, that was great.
That's better than they were like 2 weeks ago or 3 weeks ago. I mean, that was eons. Oh, now you're getting cheers. Did you see that? It's good. That's Cantor Muchnick. I'm Rabbi Keller. Hello. We are thrilled to have you. I got another little shout out that was also not as great as it was. I'll take it. Oh, good. Okay, it's fine. Nice. Oh, I'm getting some wavy hands. That's nice. Thank you. We are also excited, by the way, that we have been talking about this for months and weeks and weeks and months about how we're going to bring forth deeper, more meaningful, connective, fun, exciting education into our religious school. And we have searched far and wide, and we put an incredible team of volunteers together to help search, and we have found the person who is going to take us into the study of Judaism stratosphere, and that is, no pressure, that is Rachel Sherman, who is sitting right there with her fiance, Jared Wolf, and we are thrilled that you are both here You'll be hearing some words from our educator a little bit later, share some words of Torah with you, so you can get ready for that. And we are so thrilled to have all of you now officially part of our congregation. We're also thrilled, I think some of you might be new, might be your first time here, and so we are happy to chat with you now or later or anytime. I'm going to stop talking. That was a lot of talking. Yeah, Ken Muchnick agrees that was a lot of talking. And we are going to continue with bringing in Shabbat together by lighting our Shabbat candles. So find your virtual Siddur or your actual Siddur. Page 2 is where we're going. We are going to invite previously mentioned educator up to the bima to light our Shabbat candles on page 2.
Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech ha'olam, asher kitshanu b'mitzvotav, v'tzivanu lehadlik ner shel Shabbat.
So we brought in the light of Shabbat, and so we can finally let go of the previous week, bring in Shabbat into our midst, some relaxation, some refocusing, some preparation of these 25 hours of reflection and refreshing, time with family, time to eat, time to share in some wine or juice and challah and conversations and being with one another. And so to continue to sanctify our Shabbat and to ensure that our Shabbat will be sweet, we continue with our Kiddush, with our blessing over our wine on page 5.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam borei peri hagafen. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kiddushanu b'mitzvotav v'ratzavanu v'shabbat kodsho be'ahava u'vratzon hinchilanu zikaron lema'aseh v'reishit. Ki hu techila lemikrae kodesh zecher litziat Mitzrayim ki vanu v'charta ve'otanu kidashta mikol amim ve'shabbat kodshecha be'ahava u'vratzon hinchaltanu. Baruch atah Adonai mekadesh haShabbat. Amen.
You think that wine is better this week than it was last week because it aged a little bit longer?
I think it may be the same wine.
I think it's the same wine, literally the same wine, don't you think? I think it's It's that Manischewitz grove that needs
No,
some.
literally, I think it may
It's
be
literally the
exact,
same.
Yeah.
The same cup. Yeah, that's delicious. Okay, with that sweetness of Shabbat, we continue in this beautiful idea that we are sort of betrothing a little bit this idea of God, Shechina, this idea of the female version of God. And so we're going to do that now with a series of different melodies and different words. The first sometimes is said under the chuppah when people get married, the words of Yedid Nefesh. That can be found right in the middle of page 10.
Yedi nefesh al harachaman mishoch hamtecha eretzonecha yarut avdecha kemo ayal ishtachaveh el muhadarecha Yerav lo yedidutecha mino vetzuf bechol ta'am Adonai ziv ha'olam nafshi cholat ahavatecha ana el narefana la beharot la noam zivecha אז תתחזק ותתרפא והייתה לה שמחת עולם ידעי ני די די ידעי ני די די ידעי ני די 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 ידעי ני די ידעי ני די די ידעי ני די די ידעי ני די 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 ידעי ני די ידעי ני די די ידעי ני די די ידעי ני די 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 ידעי ני די ידעי ני די די ידעי ני די די ידעי ני
We continue now with Psalm 95. This is on page 17, all the way at the bottom.
Romemu Adonai Eloheinu veishtachavu lehar kodsho. Romemu Adonai Eloheinu veishtachavu lehar kodsho. Ki kadosh Adonai Eloheinu romemu. Ki kadosh Adonai Eloheinu romemu. Romemu Adonai Eloheinu veishtachavu lehar kodsho. Romemu Adonai Eloheinu veishtachavu lehar kodsho. Ki kadosh Adonai Eloheinu romemu. Ki kadosh Adonai Eloheinu romemu. Romemu Adonai Eloheinu veishtachavu lehar kodsho. Romemu Adonai Eloheinu veishtachavu lehar kodsho.
Continue with Lecha Dodi, where we continue with the words of beloved, come here, the bride, beloved, come greet Shabbat with me. We continue now on page 20. We'll be doing verses 1, 2, 5, and 9. Again, page 20, verses 1, 2, 5, and 9.
דודי לקראת קהלה פני שבת נקבלה לך דודי לקראת קהלה פני שבת נקבלה שמור וזכור בדיבור אחד השמיענו אל המיוחד אדוני אחד ושמו אחד לשם ותפארת ולתהילה לך דודי לקראת קהלה פני שבת נקבלה לקראת שבת לכו ונלכה כי היא מקור הברכה מראש מקדם נסוכה סוף מעשה במחשבה תחילה לך דודי לקראת קהלה פני שבת נקבלה התעוררי התעוררי כי באורך ומאורי אורי אורי שידברי כבוד אדוני עלייך נגלה לך דודי לקראת קהלה פני שבת נקבלה לך דודי לקראת קהלה פני שבת נקבלה בואי ושלום עצרת בעלה גם בשמחה ובצולה תוך אמוני עם סגולה בואי חלה לך דודי לקראת קהלה פני שבת נקבלה לך דודי לקראת קהלה פני שבת נקבלה לי 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 לך דודי לקראת קהלה פני שבת נקבלה לך דודי לקראת קהלה פני שבת נקבלה.
Please be seated. We continue now with Chatzi Kaddish, which can be found on page 26. 26.
יתגדל ויתקדש שמי רבה בלמד יברח ירוצה וימליך מלכותה בחייכון וביומייכון וחיי דכל בית ישראל בגלה בגלה ובזמן קריב ואמרו אמן יהי שמי רבה מבורך לעולם לעולמי המאיה יתברך יתברך וישתבח ויתפאר ויתרומם ויתנשא ויתהדר ויתעלה ויתהלל שמי דקודשה בריחו לעילה מכל ברכתה ושירתה תושבחתה ונחמתה דמירן בעלמה ואמרו אמן
continue with the Baruch Hu, our call to worship, now on page 28, and together we stand. Blessed are you, Adonai, our God, ruler of the universe, who speaks the evening into being, skillfully opens the gates, thoughtfully alters the time and changes the seasons, and arranges the stars in their heavenly courses according to plan. Baruch atah Adonai, ha'ma'ariv aravim. Blessed are you, Adonai, who brings on the evening. Let's continue on page 33 at the bottom, and let's alternate paragraphs. Wisdom and wonder, passion and instruction, story and symbol. All these things your Torah gives to us, and the more we devote ourselves to it, the more it grows and gives. What could be a truer token of your abiding love than this holiest of your works, a living language that gives it form? Baruch atah Adonai, ohev amo Yisrael. 34-35.
Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad, Baruch Shem, Kivod Malchuto, Leolam Va'ed.
Please be seated. Continue on page 36.
ואהבת את אדוני אלוהיך בכל לבבך ובכל נפשך ובכל מאודיך והיו הדברים האלה אשר אנוכי מצווך היום על לבביך ושיננתם לבניך ודיברת בם בשבתך בביתך ובלכתך בדרך ובשוכבך ובקומך וגשרתם לאות על ידיך והיו לטוטפות בין עיניך וכתבתם על מזוזות ביתך ובשעריך למען תזכרו ועשיתם את כל מצוותי והייתם קדושים לאלוהיכם אני אדוני אלוהיכם אשר הוצאתי אתכם מארץ מצרים להיות לכם לאלוהים אני אדוני אלוהיכם.
Emet. Let's continue on the top of page 39, and let's read that paragraph together. Standing on the parted shores of history, we still believe what we were taught before ever we stood at Sinai's foot, that wherever we go, it is eternally Egypt, that there's a better place, a promised land, that the winding way to that promise passes through the wilderness, that there is no way to get from here to there except by joining hands, marching together. Micha Mocha on page 40.
מי כמוך באלים אדוני, מי כמוך נדר בקודש, מי כמוך באלים אדוני, מי כמוך נדר בקודש. נורא תהילות אוסף אלה, נורא תהילות אוסף מלכותך ובניך בוקע ים לפני משה ומרים זה אלי ענו ואמרו זה אלי ענו ואמרו אדוני ימלוך לעולם ועד מי כמוך באלים אדוני מי כמוך נדר בקודש מי כמוך באלים אדוני מי כמוך נדר בקודש נורא עושה נורא עושה אדוני ימלוך לעולם ועד
ונאמר כי פדה אדוני את יעקב וגולו מעל חזק ממנו ברוך אתה אדוני גאל ישראל. Let there be love and understanding among us. Let peace and friendship be our shelter from life's storms. Adonai, help us to walk with good companions, to live with hope in our hearts and eternity in our thoughts. We may lie down in peace and rise up waiting to do your will. Baruch atah Adonai הפורש סוכת שלום עלינו ועל כל עמו ישראל ועל ירושלים. We continue with Hashkivenu on page 42.
השכיבנו אדוני אלוהינו לשלום והעמידנו שומרנו לחיים השכיבנו אדוני אלוהינו לשלום והעמידנו שומרנו ושמור צאתנו ובואנו Hashkiveinu Adonai Eloheinu Lishalom Ve'hamidenu Shomreinu Lechayim Ushmor Tzeiteinu Uloeinu Lechaim Ushalom Me'ata ve'ad olam. Hashkiveinu Adonai Eloheinu Lishalom Ve'hamidenu Shomreinu Lechayim.
Continue now with the Amidah on page 46, and together we stand.
Adonai sifatai tiftachu fi tehilatecha. Adonai, open up my lips that my mouth may declare your praise. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu Elohei Avoteinu ve'imoteinu Elohei Abraham Elohei Yitzchak Elohei Yaakov Elohei Sarah Elohei Rivka Elohei Rachel Elohei Leah Ha'el Hagadol Hagibor ve'hanora El Elyon Gomel Chasadim Tovim V'konei hakol V'zocher chaste avot ve'imahot U'mevi geulah livnei v'neihem Le'ma'an shemo be'ahava Melech uzer u'moshia u'magen Baruch atah Adonai Magen Avraham Bezrat Sarah Ata gibor le'olam Adonai Mechayeh hakol ata rav lehoshia Morid hatal Mechakel chaim bechesed Mechayeh hakol berachamim rabim Tzomech noflim verofei cholim Umatir asurim Umekayim emunato Lishenei afar Micha mocha ba'al gevurot Umido melach Melech memit umechayeh Umatzmiach Yeshua V'neman ata lehachayot hakol Baruch atah Adonai Mechayeh hakol Ata kadosh v'shimcha kadosh u'kadoshim b'chol yom yahalalucha Selah Baruch atah Adonai Ha'el HaKadosh.
We continue now with our own silent prayers, thoughts, and meditations, beginning here on page 52 through page 62. Whenever you're finished, please be seated. We continue on page 60.
Shalom Rav Yisrael Amcha Tasim Leolam. 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 Ki atahu melech adon lechol hashalom. Ki atahu melech adon lechol hashalom. Shalom Rav Yisrael Amcha Tasim Leolam. Shalom Rav Yisrael Amcha Tasim Leolam. V'tol beinecha levarech et Amcha Yisrael bechol heit v'chol sha'ah bishlomecha. Shalom Rav Yisrael Amcha Tasim Leolam. Shalom Rav Yisrael Amcha Tasim Leolam. Tasim Leolam. Tasim Leolam.
We take a moment now and think of those in our community who are in need of healing, physical, emotional, or spiritual healing. We think of Debbie Backenheimer, Chava Leah, but Esther, Gary Bendel, Tori Bendel, Dvora, Kenny Benson, Natalie Burke, Matthew Burke, Robin Burke, Selma Blattman, Belle Bloom, Shana Brodsky, Lillian Bushel, Sloan Caston, Marshall Cohen, Karen Coles, Chuck Curry, Adam Danton, Mark Davis, John Day, Jaden Deal, Anthony D. Gian Tommaso, Judith Dratler, Philip Dratler, Bobby Fitchman, Herbert Fitchman, Paula Froh, Stuart Fruman, Alan Gartner, T. Joshua Modise Gavin, E. Greenberg, Curtis Groden, M. Hassan, Ellen Hedrick, Larry Horn, Paulette Howard, Stan Jacobson, Ira Kafka, Shirley Kafka, Gary Kane, Esther Rhoda Kaufman, Sarah Krifser, Stuart Kruger, Eric Kupferberg, Gloria Land, Richard Levine, Rochelle Liebman, Robin Lapato Hest, Michael McHale, Michael Medoff, Arnold Plotsky, Gloria Plotsky, Tripra Ravenfeld, Ruth Raymond, Kathy Rebedu, David Baruch Ben Razel, Marvin Revich, Bobby Ross, Mark Rosenberg, Letzi Schlesinger, Mark Samarel, David Schwartz, Marcia Shapiro, Danielle Francis Shaw, Marcy Sherrill, Shmuel Benvita, Karen Silver, Robert Solomon, Diane Spiro, Frank Stadulis, Elisa Stalvo, Jordan Stein, Ken Tankus, Linda Varial, Claire Weiss, Barbara Werner, Tammy Werner, Vicki Wilson, Levi Tzchak Ben Sura, Yehudit Bat Bluma, Shoshana Malka Bat Sima, Golda Yehuda, David Yehuda, Eliyahu, David Yehuda, Jackson Stein, Judy Snook, Daniel Olarnik. To those names, we add any name you'd like to add at this time. Mishaberach can be found on page 253.
Mishaberach Avoteinu Mekor HaBracha Leimotenu. May the source of strength who bless the ones before us, help us find the courage to make our lives a blessing, and let us say Amen. Mishaberach Imotenu Mekor HaBracha Lavotenu. Bless those in need of healing with refuah shelema, the renewal of body, the renewal of spirit, and let us say
And so, the educator, Rachel Sherman, she joins us after serving as the director of youth programming and engagement at Park Avenue Synagogue in New York City. Just to clarify, for those of you who aren't familiar, isn't everyone here from New York? I feel like everyone here is from. All right, great, okay, all right. I am not, but I'm from Florida, so I feel like it's the sixth borough. Okay. All right. Additionally, she worked as the New York field manager at One Table. During her time at One Table, she brought more than 30,000 young adults to Shabbat dinners. Following her passion for classroom education, Rachel also worked as an educator at Congregation Rodef Shalom in New York City. While at CRS, she taught and piloted curricula on Judaism in pop culture, how to argue Jewishly, is there any other way, and Jewish cooking. She also led service learning trips to New Orleans. She received her master's in Jewish educational leadership from the William Davidson School of Jewish Education at JTS, the Jewish Theological Seminary, with field studies at the Jewish Museum in New York City. She holds BAs in Jewish education and ethnomusicology folklore from IU. In Bloomington, beautiful place if you haven't gone. Really, there's nothing else there except for the university, but it's a beautiful place. Upon completing her BA, she worked and interned at Beit Hatfutzot, the Museum of Jewish People in Tel Aviv. She maintains a passion for Israel, museums, and travel. Grew up in New Jersey, where her parents served as local restaurateurs and dedicated lay leaders for 18 years at Congregation B'nai Israel in New Jersey. Rachel and her fiance, Jared, right there, moved here recently in March with their dog, Simon, which is the most important part of the whole bio, Simon. And so without further ado, we are so thrilled to have you as part of our community, and we are so thrilled to hear some words of Torah from you.
How about now? All right. Rabbi, thank you so much. I'm sorry, I realized I gave you the long bio, so I appreciate you sharing all of that with everyone. Good evening and Shabbat Shalom. It is a pleasure to have all of you here to kick off our Back to Shul weekend. If we have not met yet, as Rabbi Keller so kindly mentioned, I'm Rachel Sherman and I'm the new Director of Religious School here at the School for Living Judaism, informally known as SLJ, which you'll hear me refer to. Here with me tonight, as been mentioned now numerous times, is my fiance, Jared Wolf. Jared, give a wave. Additionally, I need to give a huge shout out to my parents, Jill and Doug, who are watching from the live stream, as well as my sister-in-law, Aviana, my brother, Eric, and my niece, Isadora. I love you guys. They're tuning in from Longport, New Jersey on the live stream. Mom and Dad, without your encouragement and deep commitment to the Jewish community, I would not be in this position, nor would I have found my purpose. Thank you, and I love you. On that note, it is my pleasure to share some reflections on this week's Torah portion, Ki Tetzei. Ki Tetzei is a lengthy Torah portion in the book of Deuteronomy that covers many laws, specifically 72 of the 613 commandments. Ki Tetzei explores everything from the laws of conducting business or trade, laws of marriage, laws of war, and many others. The trend or commonality between the laws of this parsha is the exploration of an individual's responsibility to manage their property and the ways in which they interact with the community around them. Additionally, Ki Tetzei expands upon taboo topics and things that are difficult to talk about, to read, and to even imagine. It is worth noting that with what little time Moses had left among the Jewish people, he shares this set of laws during this 37-day-long speech that we have been deeply studying in Torah study on Saturday mornings, I hope you'll make it, that make up the book of Deuteronomy. Some of these mitzvot are commandments and laws that Moses hoped the Jewish people would never have to use, but would serve as necessary infrastructure for the next chapter in the Promised Land. These laws are complex in their topics and also in the way that they jump from subject to subject without clear order, but still are necessary. Although this is a challenging Torah portion in both the layout of the laws and rules, but also the laws themselves, it brings me great joy. You see, as the religious school director, it should come as no surprise that I am a person who likes order, laws, and rules. I really like rules. So much so that, according to my parents, whom I consulted when writing this, I was hoping for a story where I had broken some rules, but unfortunately failed to find any. I've always been a rule follower. Rules to me help to manage expectations as to what should or should not be done. I love to search for the middle ground between expectations, safety, and personal freedom in the classroom and in my personal life. In full transparency, and in a rather embarrassing moment of vulnerability, there is a specific space in which I loathe rules. These rules make me red in the face, question my own relationship with order, and drive me to utter frustration. CBI, friends, congregants, fiance, I confess to you that tonight I despise the rules and procedures related to airport security. There, it's off my chest. From the way the officers and TSA agents who are just trying to do their jobs say things like, please make sure to put your electronics in a bin. Please remove your shoes and put them in a bin, but a different bin than your electronics. Please take off your metal jewelry, which I usually wear a lot of, and put it in that bin, not that bin, but the other bin. There is something about these rules and the many others related to airport security that irritate me to the point of walking barefoot to my gate, holding my electronics in a state of utter exasperation, however irrational this may be. I can only surmise that my frustration stems from the fact that the rules and laws related to travel and security change and are not consistent, which is one of the things I value most about laws and procedures. As it is a matter of communal safety, I follow these laws no matter how annoyed they make me. But to me, travel symbolizes the ultimate freedom to explore sights, smells, sounds, tastes, and allow us to visit the people we love. In the theme of travel, Kitetse translates to when you go out. It does not translate to if you go out, or in the case that you go out, as clearly the rabbis have never gone through a pandemic where you stayed home and only wore your pajamas for months. It says, when you go out, as we are meant to move about the world, interact with one another, even in difficult moments and ugly ones such as wartime, as mentioned in this Torah portion. As the Parsha states, we will interact with our neighbors, friends, and their property. In verse 22:8, it says, when you build a new house, you shall make a parapet for your roof, so that you do not bring blood guilt on your house if anyone should fall from it. Quick translation, as parapets are not something that I personally encounter often. A parapet is a wall placed as a sort of railing on a roof to stop a fall. This was necessary as rooftop parties and doing laundry under roof were a key part of Jewish society during this time. Who knew? Blood guilt refers to the sin of someone getting injured on your property, from the liability as the homeowner to the emotional responsibility that comes with hosting others. This commandment is a very practical one that benefits both the homeowner and guests or community members and friends. This is a law that I love because of the deeply sensitive awareness of personal and communal responsibility. As a new member of the CBI community and as the director of religious school, I am working to find the balance between my responsibility to each child's needs and the needs of the community. From speaking with adults, caretakers, students, and families, to being part of the weekly Saturday morning Torah study, there is a place for both the individual's needs and the communal perspective. I think our happiness lives somewhere between agreeing to do what is best for the community, as well as what is best for ourselves in a dance or balance. I owe it to our SLJ religious school family to instill procedures that create order, structure, safety, and fun. Thus far, I owe it to our SLJ religious school families to instill procedures that create structure, order, safety, and fun. Thus far, these policies range from our community's crucial decision to enforce masking when in classes and on campus, to removing necessary branded t-shirts for our moderate theme, our student volunteers, good for you to be out there, to allow for personal expression through dress, a personal favorite of mine. It is my responsibility in my new CBI home to empower our teachers to take a journey through the curriculum that prepares students for the Judaism of 2021 while instilling a deep understanding of our rich Jewish tradition. These decisions... How about now?
Yeah.
All right. These decisions and the creation of these rules were not always easy, but like Kitetse reminds us, we create these policies to hold the importance of responsibilities to ourselves in one hand, with the responsibilities of the community in the other. Laws and rules are about balance. They are a partnership between the people or person creating these policies and those that are following them. Judaism is built on this partnership model, as we see in a brit or covenantal relationship between God, who loves his people Israel, and the people Israel, who strive to imperfectly follow the mitzvot as set out by God. The relationship and agreement only work if each party holds up their end of the agreement. The same holds true for SLJ. In SLJ, we create the platform and setting for students to explore their Jewish identity and build lasting relationships. SLJ families, by enrolling your students, you agree that these values are a priority. By doing drop-offs, pickups, asking your students about what they're learning in class, and keeping the learning alive at home, you hold up your end of this agreement. It is truly a partnership, and for that, I thank you. SLJ students, by giving us your Tuesday afternoons or your Sunday mornings, we know we have so many opportunities to grow and learn from one another. As we look ahead to the first days of religious school, I have a few terms to this agreement that I would like to add, no signing on the dotted line necessary. Like any relationship or partnership, it takes patience and sensitivity to find what works for all parties. In light of COVID, I ask that you take care and extra care with yourselves, your families, your educators, your friends, and community members. A return to campus is an incredible feat after the year plus that we have all endured. As we enter into this agreement, we call upon our adults, caretakers, and parents to partner with us on reinforcing the curiosity and desire for connection to sustain our goals at home. The topics explored in class are just a piece of the learning and Jewish identity formation. You have amazing resources here, from our clergy to our SLJ staff, and we are here to support you. SLJ students, I challenge you to make new friends and forge new bonds with people in your class. I ask that you take this year to be vulnerable and open and share with your classmates and teachers. It is our goal to create a safe space through rules, and in this difficult year, we need each other. I also encourage you to find the space to challenge rules or requirements in a way that is constructive and brings you closer to your connection with your peers and your Judaism. I hope that you see yourself here and explore meaningful connections to our CBI community. As Kitetze is named, when you go out, I know that through our care, connection, and commitment to one another, we can provide our learners with the tools they need when they go out. Go out into the world beyond our doors with confidence and the knowledge to make educated decisions about their Judaism for the future. As my partners in living, breathing Judaism, CBI, I want to thank you for giving me the opportunity to serve your community. After sharing now my travel-induced frustration, I know that some of you might not want to take a trip with me, which I completely understand. Steve, Rabbi Keller, Cantor, Linda, I promise I'll keep it all in check. Should we take any trips soon, please, I promise. Again, trips would be an absolute dream of mine, but we'll get there when we get there. I look forward to a fabulous year of creativity, compassion, expression, and fun, and a deep commitment to our Jewish community. We are here for you through structure, order, and rules, as well as the space to just be yourself. I look forward to getting to know you and your families in this new year. Please don't hesitate to call, email, text, or just say hello. We are partners after all. Thank you again, and Shabbat Shalom.
Why don't you just stay there? That's good. That can stay, and you can stay.
Okay.
Yeah, okay, good. Yeah. Look at the seasoned educator pivoting. Wow, the sound didn't work. Well done. Don't know why the sound didn't work. It just didn't work. You see how quiet Cantor Meichnick is in this right now? Too quiet. Turn to us. All right. So if we could, if we weren't in COVID, we'd actually have you come up here and we'd embrace and open the ark doors, but we're not doing that. So we're going to have you stay there and imagine that all happening, and God willing, this horrible virus will vanish, and we'll all be able to do that soon. So in lieu of that, we are going to just share with you these beautiful words of Hillel, right, from Pirkei Avot, from the ethics of our fathers. Hillel taught, be a disciple of Aaron, loving peace and pursuing peace, loving all people and drawing them near and closer to the Torah. And that is your job, bringing people closer and closer to Torah. And so we share the words for our teachers and their students and the students of the students. We ask for peace and loving kindness as together we say,
Amen.
And for those, really, that was terrible. That was just atrocious. Let's try that again. I'm going to read the whole thing again. We're going to start from the beginning of the service, and we're going to get this right. Just start with the prelude. We're going to do the whole thing again. For our teachers and their students, and for the students of the students, we ask for peace and loving kindness, and as together we say, Amen. And for those who study Torah here and everywhere, may they be blessed with all that they need, and together we say, Amen. Ask for peace and loving kindness, as together we say, Amen. And for you, Rachel, our fabulous new educator, where we feel very blessed to have you in our midst. We'd like to share with you the words of the priestly blessing.
Yivarechecha Adonai v'yishmerecha.
May God bless you and protect you.
Ya'er Adonai panav elecha v'yichuneka.
May God's presence shine upon you and be gracious to you.
Yisa Adonai panav elecha v'yaseim lecha.
May God's presence be with you all the days of your life, as together we all say,
Amen.
well done. Mazel tov. Mazel tov to you and to us, and may we have many more beautiful Torah moments like this where microphones work. God willing. Okay, a couple of very fast announcements. I think I'm like going in and out a little bit too with my thing. Is it? You think it's because that's on? You think so? All right. Because it's that. You think that's going to make a big difference with this? All right. All right. Well, the feedback. Thank you. That's why you're the sound guy. All right. So we have a couple of very quick announcements, mostly about tomorrow and the next day. So tomorrow at 8:30 a.m. in this very room, we'll be having Torah study. So we look forward to seeing everyone there, 8:30 tomorrow morning, or just stay if you want, and hang out with us until the morning. We might just stay.
I won't.
All right, great, okay. I might just stay, get a lot of work done. No one's here. I could read something, take a nap. So that's tomorrow at 8:30. Join us for our service and Torah study. And then Sunday. First of all, we have religious school that starts, 9 o'clock in the morning. So looking forward to that. And then at 10:30, we have our, what's it called?
Food truck friendly.
I actually knew this time. I actually knew. I've been asking for 3 months every Friday night, but I actually knew. So the I can't even say it, food truck frenzy. The food truck frenzy is at 10:30 to 1 o'clock tomorrow. And we have how many trucks, Minda? 39 trucks. That's an exaggeration, but there are a lot of trucks. So that is on Sunday. Please come. It's outside. We'll be socially distant. You can say hi to friends. The food's going to be delicious. It's going to be a wonderful time so we can see each other either from the eyes up or if you want to take your mask off in distance because we'll be outside. And, of course, the high holidays are coming soon. I should tell you that also. Okay. Whew. We continue with Aleinu. That is on page 282, and together we stand.
עלינו לשבח לאדון הכל, לתת גדולה ליוצא בראשית, שלא עשינו כגויי הארצות, ולא שמנו כמשפחות האדמה, שלא שם חלקנו כהם, וגור עלינו ככל המונם, ואנחנו קוראים ומשתחווים ומודים לפני מלך מלכי המלכים, הקדוש ברוך הוא. ונאמר והיה אדוני למלך על כל הארץ ביום ההוא יהיה אדוני אחד ושמו ושמו אחד.
Just before we share some names from our community, before we recite Mourner's Kaddish, Kaddish Yatom, we as a Reform movement are obligated to mention the passing of Rabbi Dick Hirsch, who, by the way, lived here at Sinai Residences in Boca Raton. If you have not heard of Dick Hirsch, he was a giant in the Reform movement. It's because of him, by the way, that the Reform movement is very much what it is on this day. He died just 1 month shy of his 95th birthday, and he was a visionary and a builder, and his Torah was the Torah of action, and it was rooted so much in everything that he did. He loved Israel and was committed to justice, and he really helped to develop what the Reform movement is today. So he leaves this huge legacy. By the way, he founded institutions and organizations. He founded summer camps and kibbutzim all over Israel and various congregations, and we have to now mark the memory and legacy of this great rabbi with perpetuating all of that great work that he took part in. So, if you are part of a Reform congregation anywhere in the world tonight, I hope that everyone mentions the great memory of Dick Hirsch. Here for us in our congregation, we think of Edwin Friedrich in the period of Shiva, the immediate 7-day mourning period, and Russell Radke in the period of Shloshim, the immediate 30-day mourning period. And our yortzites that occur for us on the Shabbat: Ruth Adkins, Henry Barak, Julio Barrios, Joan Berger, Alex Coles, Bruce Cowan, Aline Dugoff, Sanford Dworkin, Esther Elias, Etta Fruman, Edith Goldberg, Bernice Goodkin, Nathan Hine, Bernice Hildebrand, Mo Isaacs, Barbara Kaplan, Bernardo Kernos, Robert Koches, Fred Krupp, Grace Lotker, Elaine Orville, Sylvia Pikatz, Hildegard Pythian, Bertram Posis, Stanley Rich, Molly Rosenberg, Mary Ross, Amelia Solomon, Norman Sanbron, Charles Sherman, Lenore Siegel, Joyce Slabsky Pessis, Edward Stein, Elise Stavsky, Benjamin Tanner, Howard Torn, and Willio Tassani. To those, we add any name that you would like to add at this time. Kaddish Yatom Mourner's Kaddish can be found on page 294. Yitkadal v'yitkadas shmei Rabbah, v'alma divra chirutei v'amlich malchutei, v'chayechon v'yomechon v'chay lechol beit Israel, b'gala v'zman kariv v'imru. Amen. Yehei shmei Rabbah maborach le'olam u'le'olam. יתברך וישתבח ויתפאר ויתרומם ויתנשא ויתהדר ויתעלה ויתהלל שמי לקודשה בריחו לעילה מן כל ברכתה ושירתה תושבחתה ונחמתה דאמירן בעלמה ואמרו אמן. שלמה רבה מן שמיה וחיים עלינו ועל כל ישראל ואמרו אמן. עושה שלום במרומיו. הוא יעשה שלום עלינו ועל כל ישראל ואמרו Amen. And may the one who creates harmony on high bring peace to us and to all Israel. As together we say, Amen. Please be seated. We conclude this Shabbat evening with Tfilat Haderech as we all go on our way, as our brand new educator goes on her way into the hearts and lives and minds of our children and our religious school families. We continue with Tfilat Haderech And I'll find the page for us. I think it's not that far from here. It is on page 260 if you'd like to follow along. 260.
May we be blessed as we go on our way. May we be guided in peace. May we be blessed with health and joy. May this be our blessing. Amen. 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 May this be our blessing. Amen. 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 May this be our blessing. Amen. May we be sheltered by the wings of peace. May we be kept in safety and in love. May grace and compassion find our way to every soul. May this be our blessing. Amen. 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 May this be our blessing. Amen. 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 May this be our blessing. Amen.
Adonai oz la'amo yiten, Adonai v'rechet amo v'shalom, may God give strength unto our people. Continue to bless us with love and strength and peace. Shabbat shalom, everybody. Shabbat shalom.